Welcome to Carlson and Chill. My name is Courtney.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're here to talk about all the things.
We sure are.
Today, we're going to talk about nostalgia.
Ooh, what do you remember?
I remember everything.
So we're putting a hold on the embarrassing stories because we don't have enough of them yet.
Yeah, I only got like 2 stories, and that's not enough.
It's not enough.
So I'm going to try to get a couple more, and then next week we'll hopefully do the embarrassing stories.
Hopefully. Come on, do something embarrassing for us.
Marley's already snoring.
Already snoring.
So let's see. That's
Not even a minute.
45 seconds into it.
So the Marley snore counter was 30 seconds.
That's pretty sad. She's literally snoring.
I know.
Oh my goodness, this dog, y'all. She acts like she works a full-time job and is raising 10 kids out here in the world, and she does nothing but sleep all day long.
That is literally all she does.
So how you been, Andrew?
Good. So we just wrapped up V.B.S. last week.
It was very fun.
And I want to talk about V.B.S.
Yeah, it was fun. It was exhausting. It was all the things.
So our theme for this year was Wonder Junction, and it was a Western-themed, cowboy-filled yeehaw rodeo giddy-up.
Yeah. So I guess this year, like the 2 big V.B.S. themes that were new was Wonder Junction, and I think the other one was called True North, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like in Alaska, like not polar bears, but like grizzly bears, kind of snowy.
Campy.
Campy. There you go. I was trying to think of the word. But I know that Evans Church did that, and then also back at home, one of my old churches I went to, they also did that theme too.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun.
It was. And so the first thing we did was we helped decorate the entire church, both buildings.
Yeah, and the lady who does all the decorations does a fantastic job.
Yeah, like it's crazy how much she was able to do with the resources she had. She made like a gold mine and a train, and got like a backdrop with a water tower. She made cactus,
paper mache
cacti.
They were awesome. She did a really good job.
She made a wagon.
Yeah, that was cool too.
And we were in the parade.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the parade too.
Andrew stole the show.
So I got this big goofy cowboy hat on Amazon, and it's just this giant hat made out of foam.
It's like literally huge.
It's a ginormous hat.
Okay, think of Fairly Odd Parents, Doug Dimmadome's hat, but brown, like that.
But brown.
But brown.
So we went to the parade, and we had our float, which had the wagon on it.
Yeah, it had the wagon and a cactus and a cow skull, I think, was on there too, right? Yeah. And tell them what happened, Andrew.
We got first place in the youth division.
Woo!
And the guy behind us, he decorated his golf cart to look like a battleship.
Okay, and that was epic. They said it took him 2 weeks, I think, to put it together. And this was an older gentleman. And it legit looked like it was a boat just like floating down the road. He did a great job.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
And there was, do you know how many floats there were? There was over 100.
There was like 160 something, I think.
We were 33. So we got to finish fairly early compared to most of the other floats. But
yeah,
we just got to walk through the town, and we got to wave. I got to wave.
Yeah, Andrew was at the very front, and he was living his best life. We watched the news feed afterward, and he's just like slowly waving to the crowd. He's got a big smile on his face. Everyone was so excited. And then the rest of us were behind him throwing candy and passing out flyers for V.B.S.
Oh my goodness. These kids got so much candy. They just had like Walmart bags and baskets filled with candy.
Yeah, their bags were already full, and we were, like the 30th in line.
So I don't even want to know how much sugar these kids got.
Yeah, there was cops, the police. What am I trying to say? The law enforcement was behind us, and they were passing out popsicles out of their car.
Yeah.
Which I think our church did that last year.
Yes.
Which we weren't here for. But they said that was a big hit because it was hot.
Yeah, and it was a pretty warm day, but during the parade, I felt fine.
Yeah. We were high on adrenaline.
We were.
And then right after, we were not so high on it.
We were like, oh, okay, we have to go and we have to walk back. We didn't have to walk back.
We didn't have to walk very far, but it was hot at that point because it was like the middle of the day. It was noon.
The sun was beating down upon my brow.
Yeah. Andrew was a little sweaty. We were all a little sweaty, to be fair. And then I ripped my pants on the float.
You did rip your pants getting off of the trailer.
And they were my brand new shorts. I'm so sad.
R.I.P. Courtney Shorts.
R.I.P. Don't tell Mom. She's going to listen to this.
Oh, she's going to listen. She's
Mom,
going to know.
I'm sorry. I ripped my pants. Just the pocket, though.
She thought that she had everybody on her side, but she went and blew it all sky high. And now they won't even spare a passing glance. All because she
ripped my pants.
So it just dawned on me. So believe it or not, Courtney has actually been editing the last couple episodes all by herself.
I'm learning. Well, most of it. Andrew still does the intros and the outros
Which
and the
isn't
sound
much.
effects, but
there are times where I'm like, insert sound effect here, and there was no sound effect. So that's why.
There's no sound effect because I didn't know how to insert the sound effect.
And I forgot that I said insert sound effect here. So if you're listening to it and you're like, man, they didn't put a sound in there, that's why.
Yeah, Andrew doesn't have time to proof listen.
So during the episode where I was singing and Courtney sang the backing tracks and I didn't layer them, so that was just a missed opportunity.
It's all right, though. We'll redeem ourselves one day.
But the parade was really cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Like, they said it was the biggest Independence Day parade in the state.
Was it the state or the whole U.S.?
I wouldn't blame them if it was the whole U.S., but
I mean,
definitely the state.
Yeah, definitely the state. And it was big. There were a lot of people there.
There was.
It was pretty cool. I would do it again. Even though it was hot.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, that's what she said. Sorry, I had to. All right, Andrew, so we talked about the parade. We talked about decorating. What did you do during V.B.S.?
I was in charge of the games. Mm-hmm. So there were 4 different age groups, and I had to use games that were provided in the booklet, but I kind of had to improvise on my own for a few reasons that I will get into in a little bit. But basically had to make games for older kids and younger kids. And there were, in the older kids group, there were 20 kids.
Oh my gosh, that group was so big compared to all the other groups.
It was the largest group.
It was insane.
The pre-primary had about 5 to 6.
That was my group.
And that's the group that Courtney led.
That was like the 4 to 5-year-olds.
And then there were 3 to 4 toddlers and the poor primary group.
They had like 1 to 3 kids.
Yeah, the last day there was only 1, so they merged with the juniors.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad they did that.
But what made it challenging was the games that I had were all like group games. Mm-hmm. So I had to redesign them to work with a group of 3. And that was not easy to do.
My favorite thing from V.B.S. where Andrew was, so he was in our fellowships hall's basement. And so we put up a whole bunch of posters and put up some like pool noodle cactuses and stuff. And then there were like tables that were leaned up against the wall. And the church before us, who did V.B.S. around in the area, they donated all of their stuff to us. And they made some pool noodle horses. So Andrew and I stuck the pool noodle horses behind the tables to make it look like a horse stall. And we put up like, caution, horses may bite or kick. And that was my favorite. I loved it.
That was great.
It looked so cute.
It was a very last minute decoration, but we're like, okay, we have all this stuff donated and it's not being used. Where can we use it?
We're like, we have 30 minutes.
All right, we have a poster. Put up the poster. And we have these hobby horses made out of pool noodles. All right, we'll put them behind this whatever. It was some sort of board. Yeah. I think it was like a cubicle wall or something.
But now we know for next year, like, what to expect. I think it was just kind of like, we didn't know going into it, like, what we had to plan or, like, what we specifically had to do. So I think this year was a good, like, test run to know for next year.
Yeah. And what's funny is there were a lot of games that we played. So for pre-primary, their attention span was so short. I did like 5 games every time with them because even though it only gave me like 2 to 3, it's like they're done. So it's like, okay, we're moving on to the next one.
Well, and I think like even though like they were younger, like the games were maybe too simple. Because,
Maybe.
I just think it didn't hold their attention span. But the one that they loved was the grocery shopping game. They talked about it the whole day.
That's crazy because that was like
nothing.
That was the weirdest example of...
That was the worst game.
it was called Run to the Store. And so you have like a start line and then you have like a hula hoop that resembles the store. And you ask the child what they want to buy. And the goal is to not buy the same thing twice. Mm-hmm. And so basically if they said the same thing someone else said, we had to say, oh no, you didn't get it. Now you got to go back. And apparently that was their favorite.
And it's funny because it was supposed to be like grocery store themed. And they said, I'm buying unicorns. I'm buying fireworks. They were buying the most random stuff.
I mean, if you do go to Walmart, you can get all those things.
That's very true.
But yeah, they were just like, I'll buy milk. I'll buy cake. I'll buy cupcakes.
Yeah, they kept going on a certain theme.
I'll buy ice cream. And so, yeah, they would just run back and forth and say what they wanted to buy, and then that was it.
They loved it, though. They had so much fun.
And one of my favorites was Lazarus Lives. And Courtney has a picture of that where all the children are just lying on the floor pretending to be dead.
And Andrew's just standing over them.
I'm looming over them as this towering behemoth, and they can't get up unless I say Lazarus Lives.
It was so funny. But they really did have a blast. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, for primary, it was challenging just finding the right games to play among 3 kids. Because it was like, you can't do teams because there's only 3.
Yeah.
And you can't really do anything with, like, big numbers because it's a small number. But the game that worked best, I think the best game, it was on the shopping day, the same day. It was called Mercantile Mania. And it was basically capture the flag with like 10 different store objects.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just scattered around a field. And the goal was to get them across the line and back to your store, quote unquote, which was a big hula hoop. And items that were in the store were safe. And if you got tagged, you had to sit down and wait for someone to save you. Mm-hmm. And that one was really fun. And I did not expect that one to go over so well.
I wish I could have seen that one.
And there are some games that like didn't go great at all. Like I thought they were going to be amazing. And then in execution, they were just like, it wasn't fleshed out enough or it was too easy to get like caught or too hard to advance the game.
It's hard to know when you don't know like how big or small your group is.
Yeah.
But you did a great job. Yeah, and then like Andrew said, I had like a step up from the toddlers, so the 4 and 5-year-olds. And then we just went around to the different stations. So we had games, and then we had dinner, which was super cool. Instead of snack time, the church actually provided dinner for all the kids. Mm-hmm. So the less fortunate kids are, like, it's so sad and you don't know it all the times, but sometimes when kids don't go to school, they don't have anything to eat at home. And so we wanted to be able to provide that meal for a child if that was the only thing that they were going to be able to eat. Yeah. So we did provide the meal this year. And then we did crafts, and then we did story time, and then we did like the big group gathering where we were all together and we sang songs and talked about where we were donating our money to for the week and our like overview of everything we learned for the day. So it was a lot of fun.
And speaking of donating money, there was an incentive to, if the kids reached a certain milestone of money donated, that they would dump water on me and the children's minister.
Yep.
And
they far surpassed what they were going to raise.
I concur. I think there was some money laundering behind the scenes.
Oh, there was for sure, because I know the day before we were nowhere. I mean, we were close to the goal.
They were close.
But we went so far past the goal. I was like, all right.
I think once they learned what was going to happen, they're like, I will pay to have water dumped on Andrew. But not just water poured on us. It was water inside a tractor.
A backhoe.
A backhoe. I thought it was called Babco.
No, a backhoe.
I never heard of that before.
A Babco?
Before that week. But
You're showing your true inner city kid.
But the children's minister was like, are you cool with having water dumped on you from a backhoe? And I said, what is that? And she's like, oh, I forgot. You're not from around here.
Oh, I forgot. You lived in the city.
But I was like, oh, okay. So what is the carriage part called? The scoop.
The bucket.
The bucket. So the entire bucket of this tractor was filled with water, and then they dumped ice in it over time to keep it ice cold. And then we sat down underneath it, and they dumped water all over us, and it was freezing cold.
Andrew let out a scream like no other scream you've heard before.
And I was wearing my hat, which apparently blocked a lot of the water, and then it was just filled, because of the foam, it was filled with water, and it was amazing.
Yeah, everyone had a blast. They like slowly poured it out of the bucket, and
it came in waves, and it's like, okay, it's over, and then it's like, nope, that was just wave one. Now
Andrew was
two.
like screaming, and all the kids were laughing. Everyone had a hoot, so it was a good time.
It was cold.
It was real fun.
And then I went home and took a cold shower, and I was like,
and then he passed out for days.
I did. Yeah, our last day was also the water day, so we went and got a bunch of water balloons and buckets, and that was another really fun game. Was they had a bucket filled with water, and they had to take a cup and pour the cup behind their head without looking and pass it, like pour it down the line into a tiny bucket at the end.
I've seen people do that on like TikTok or Facebook with like slime or like giant containers full of water, and they like will sit in chairs and they'll put it behind their heads and do it.
But it was simple, and it was so good. Like I was just laughing just because the kids would get so easily distracted looking at the other team, and they would just get water poured on their face, and it made me laugh every time. So it was a really simple game that was really fun. It was a lot of fun being the games coordinator.
Mm-hmm. And so since we're talking about V.B.S. that we did this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about V.B.S. from when we were younger.
Nostalgia.
And if you remember the themes and what you did. And then I also want to talk about like nostalgic things from our childhood, because I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. So what are some of your most fondest, vivid V.B.S. memories from your childhood?
Okay, so I only remember 2. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if I only ever went to 2 or if I'm just like blocking out V.B.S. But one I remember was a jungle theme. And
I do remember a jungle theme one too.
And that one was fun. I don't remember much from that one. But the one that sticks out in my memory the most, it was like a pirate theme. And we had so much fun. I remember there was like an ocean theme on the stage. And then we got like, for our craft, we made like a little compass thing, and we had a compass and a little treasure box. Like, I don't know. And the games, I just had so much fun. And I don't honestly remember exactly what we did, but I remember just it being a great time. 10 out of 10. And that little compass we got, I was obsessed with it. And I remember being out in the church. There was like a big field behind the church where you parked. And I just remember being out there in the field, like trying to find which way was north. And you know, it's like always on north. So I'm like just spinning around in circles. I don't know. It was a great time.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew? Do you remember the themes from when you were little?
Here's how V.B.S. worked for me. There was the church that I grew up in, and we would have V.B.S. at that church. And then my grandma...
So you V.B.S. hopped.
I V.B.S. hopped when I was a kid.
Okay, I never did that.
And what was great was the V.B.S. at my grandma's church would usually be the same one that I did.
So you knew all the answers.
So I knew... I was that kid.
You cheated.
I just had a really weird flashback moment.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I saw it, like before your eyes.
There was this one girl at my grandma's church who was very mean to me, and she was being kind of mean, but she was sitting in front of me, and the way she was sitting, her crack was showing.
Oh!
And I said, hey,
I wasn't expecting that.
And I said, hey, just so you know, your butt crack is showing. And then she stuck her finger in her crack and flicked it at me.
No! Ew! That's really gross.
That's my most vivid V.B.S.
Why do you remember that out of everything? I wish you guys could see Andrew's face right now. He's like holding his hands on his face.
That just dawned on me.
Why? Why is that still ingrained in your brain after all this time?
I don't know. They were Methodist.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's funny. So...
What was the theme? Do you remember? Or
I
just
do remember. I
crap?
don't remember the name, but it was Arctic themed. It had ice and penguins and polar bears.
Oh, that's fun.
And the theme was like, it's cool to know Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a lot of cool stuff. The best V.B.S. memory I have is, I don't know if it was during that theme or like an ocean theme, but they filled one of the Sunday school rooms completely with like packaging popcorn.
Whoa.
Like to the point where you could just dump in and swim in it.
That's really fun.
And it was so awesome.
I wonder how long that took them to clean up.
Probably a long time.
I wonder how much money packing peanuts that cost.
It was probably someone who worked at a shipping company and they just had like bags and bags of it
Every
on
week
hand.
they just stole a bag of shipping peanuts.
And we're talking about pre-inflation, so it was
Truth.
probably like $5 for a bag of packing peanuts.
Yeah. Oh, I just got a memory that popped in my head. So the reason I know Psalm 23 by heart is because we had to memorize it in V.B.S. That was, I think, the jungle one. And we got candy, I think, if we remembered the whole thing. But you had to go on stage and say it in front of everyone.
Ooh.
And take your kids to V.B.S. because they will know about Jesus.
And they'll know Psalm 23.
I am 31 and I still remember Psalm 23 because I learned it in V.B.S. Boom.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the Arctic theme was my favorite one, but I do remember a jungle theme, and that's the only 3 I remember. Anyone's past that, I like either didn't go, maybe I went on family vacation or something.
Hey, do you guys remember this song? Who is the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who is the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who is the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? Do you know that song?
No.
I'm singing Jesus. Yes. Anyways, that reminded me of the jungle theme.
That's great.
I just had to sing that. There you go.
Yeah.
That's my singing on the podcast. That'll be on my next album release.
It was funny having to go like to 2 VBSs and getting that double exposure, knowing the answers, like, and there would be like the dramas with like the characters on the video, like, oh no, what's gonna happen to so and so? I'm like, they're gonna be okay. They're not in any danger, guys.
It's fine.
It's all good.
I know how it ends.
I'm pretty sure everyone wanted to slap me and be like, oh my gosh, this kid.
Meanwhile, your mom was probably just trying to get rid of you for the evening.
Yep. I mean,
I would have done that.
I usually kept to myself in my room and played with all my toys.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of toys.
Ooh, speaking of toys.
Segue.
Segue to the 2000s.
In early 90s? Or late 90s? In the late 90s?
Late 90s.
The late 90s, early 2000s. Talking about these toys. So, we are going to talk about the toys that were nostalgic to us that aren't around today. Although in our research, we found that some of them still are around today, surprisingly.
Yep. So we both compiled a list of 5 things, just 5, because we weren't trying to keep it super, super long. But do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
So my big ticket toys are mainly Lego, and my favorite Legos were not the building block ones, but the Technic brand of Lego, which revolved mainly around Bionicle. That was the name of the Lego brand, was Technic.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So they connected with like balls and joints and were able to make like action figures. And those are the kind of action figures I played with. I didn't have like Power Rangers or...
So did it come with like little pamphlets or whatever on how to make them?
Yes.
Okay. That's
so
cool.
They all came in a tube, and you would get the instructions in the tube.
Yes, I remember those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that.
So that's where you stored them, was they stayed in the tube.
Yeah.
So you could build them and store them, and then you could like expand upon them. If you got multiples, you could build like giant versions.
Yeah. Okay, so were you the kid who you kept it once you built it, or did you like take it apart and put it back in the tube?
I kept it the way it was.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I never took my stuff apart. I I still have Lego creations to this day that are still put together, and
Yeah.
I'd never take it apart. So that was probably my most favorite toys were those the ones that you could build and like connect stuff and.
Yeah. Every boy's true dream.
So there was Bionicle, there was Magnetics. I think K'NEX was another brand around that time.
Yep.
So those are the primary toys that I definitely got down with.
And now there's like Magnetiles.
Yeah.
Which is basically like the same thing bigger. So kids don't swallow all the little
Yeah, they're
balls and
safer.
Oh, whatever.
My favorite thing to do is to stick the magnetic bead in my mouth and move it around with the rod.
No, stop. Did you really do that?
Yeah, and I would shove them up my nose too. That was really funny.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me one bit.
I would shove the magnetic ball at my nose and then stick the magnet next to it.
Cade.
It was so cool because they would just like stick to your skin.
Did your mom know you did this?
No.
She would. She's gonna lose it when she hears this.
Yeah, if she ever picked up after me, I'm sorry, Mom.
Ew, it had your boogies on them.
Definitely had my boogie snot all over it.
Gross. Well, mine, I'm gonna go with my first one. My first one was Betty Spaghetti.
Ooh,
Did your sister have any of those?
No, they were more Barbie brats. There was another big one, but the name of it's not coming to my mind.
Okay, yeah, I was also obsessed with Barbies, and I think that's further down my list.
Yeah.
But I think my aunt maybe got me one of these. I can't remember if it was for Christmas or a birthday party. But I loved these. So they were basically like plastic dolls that were flexible, and their hair looked like spaghetti, basically. And they were just, I don't know, they were flimsy, and you could bend them in all kinds of different directions. And you could take them apart. And it was kind of like a Mr. Potato Head, but for this doll.
Oh.
And you could like take it apart and put on like different pieces. Like you could put on different hair pieces and different like, I think you could even take off like her limbs and put different ones on. But anyways, they were so cool. And I had several of those and I loved them.
You loved your spaghetti Betties?
I wonder where those went. I'm surprised I didn't try to eat them, to be honest.
They did look delicious.
I'm surprised your sister didn't have those.
No.
I think they were like super popular.
Yeah, they didn't have that.
Yeah. Mine was my favorite. I took it everywhere.
Yeah, they had like the Polly Pockets and the like little playhouses, but never spaghetti Betties.
Speaking of toys, did your mom do this? So we were kind of spoiled, and we had a playroom growing up where we lived. And it was mainly because I was scared to sleep by myself. And so my bedroom got converted into a playroom, and we got bunk beds for my sister's room. But anyways, our playroom would always be a mess, and I'm pretty sure that's mostly because of me. I'm going to take full responsibility. Sorry, Holly. And my mom would come in, and she'd be like, if this is not cleaned up, I'm going to throw away all your toys. And she did it one time. She collected all of them, and I'm pretty sure she either threw them away. Holly, let me know. Did she throw them away, or did she lock them away in the toy chest and we couldn't play with them for a really long time? I can't remember. But she came through on her threat, and every time after that, I cleaned up my toys.
I mean, yeah, she wasn't fooling around. You never picked up.
She meant business.
And so now Courtney has the fear of her mother instilled in her, where if she does not get everything picked up, it gets thrown away.
And that's what Andrew's learning. If he doesn't
well,
pick
I'm
up his
learning
toys.
that if I don't pick it up, it gets put away, and then I can't find it.
Yep, pretty much.
And so I'm like, where did I put my thing? And Courtney's like, oh, I put it in there. And I'm like,
if you put it away, maybe you would know.
And I was like, well, if I left it where it was, maybe I would know where it's at. So that's one of the very few things that we have qualms about.
Those are our arguments.
So Bionicle is technically still around, but the originals are the ones that I played with the most.
Yeah.
But when it came to mind about toys that aren't around anymore that I used to play with a lot, there were these toys called Aquapets, which were little string puppets inside a little plastic tube, and they would play music and they would do a little dance.
You guys gotta look it up, because some of these I was like, I don't remember those, but once I saw the picture, I was like, oh my gosh, yes! And this was one of them.
And they would interact with each other based on the music that they played.
I would say it would light up too, like it had a light, and then it talked or played music.
And that would just entertain me for hours, because I would just watch them do a little dance, and I would just press the buttons and...
What was our obsession in the early 2000s about things that lit up in water? You know what I mean? I feel like there was a lot of like dolphins, very popular, water, lights and animals, singing songs, popular. Those, oh, do you remember those balls that like you would touch it and it looked like electricity and it would like go to your finger and stuff?
Yeah,
and, like,
a plasma ball.
Lava lamps. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And like the fiber optic lamps and the black lights. Why were all those so popular?
Because it was just fun novelty stuff. I don't think you know this, but when I was growing up, my room was underwater themed, and it was dolphin themed.
It was dolphin.
It was. But I had a phase where my favorite things to get were those type of things, like the plasma orb. I had a rain machine, which was actually a bunch of strings around like a structure.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
the oil would drip down, and the statue in the middle was a dolphin.
We had one of those.
And I had like fake fish tanks with bubbles pushing plastic fish around. But I had a whole bunch of stuff like that, and all the electricity like touching plates.
Yeah.
And sand structures. And I learned on the plasma orb that you do not touch it with any foil because the electricity shoots through it.
Oh, really?
I had a holographic Pokemon card, which, not going to get into Pokemon, but that was my biggest obsession when I was a kid.
I think it was everyone's.
So I had a holographic Pokemon card, and I was like, my Pokemon card's going to get power now. And I touched it to the electric plasma ball, and it shot through the card and shocked me. And I was like,
I didn't know that was a thing.
Ow.
Is there like a warning on that says that?
Probably, but I was too dumb to care because I was getting power from my super powerful Blastoise
powering
card.
Up. That is so fun. I could just imagine little Andrew like with this card like just flying around this little orb.
It was a dolphin.
Oh.
It was shaped like a dolphin.
Flying around the magic dolphin.
Yeah. I think I just lost
great.
5 attractive points with Courtney.
No, you got even more attractive with that.
Never mind. I gained 10 attraction points with Courtney.
You gained cuteness points because just a little chubby Andrew, I just...
Because you didn't know me when I was little. But, yeah, I had a dolphin phase. And
I think everyone did, though.
Aquapets kind of fell into that theme.
Yeah.
But...
Ooh, you know what else? This is off top. It's not off topic. It's on theme of nostalgia. But did you guys ever make those jelly candles? Like they were different colors and it was like jelly. It was like a candle and you lit it and you could make like underwater scenes and stuff.
Yeah, I know people who did, but I didn't personally.
Those were popular with us when we were younger. I think I made some with my aunt. So your number 2 is Aquapets, right?
It sure was.
Am I doing my number 2?
Sure. Just do whatever feels natural.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this because I already kind of said it. But Barbies, I know they're still around, but I feel like the early '90s or late '90s, early 2000s, we were on a chokehold with the Barbie thing. I wanted a Barbie every Christmas until I was probably 14. No lie, I played with Barbies when I was like even in middle school because I loved them.
I had a Barbie.
You did?
Well, I grew up with 2 sisters, and so when it came to things like pool time, I was never able to play with them because they were playing with their Barbies, and I didn't have one.
Yes.
So in order to play with them, I had to have a Barbie.
One. Was it a boy Barbie or a girl Barbie?
No, it was a girl Barbie.
Oh, what kind of Barbie?
It was a red-haired bathing suit Barbie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that growing up, our neighbor across the street, I was friends with her, and she collected... like every year there was a different Barbie, you know, in like the fancy ball gown and stuff. And she collected those. I think she got it for Christmas every year. And she was absolutely not allowed to touch them or open them. But secretly, when we had sleepovers, we'd go to her stash and we would open one.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyways.
We also, or rather, my sisters had Barbies that were not to be opened.
Yeah.
Like the really fancy ones.
Where do you think those Barbies are now?
Attic.
Oh, yeah. I had a Little Mermaid Barbie. It was my favorite. And her tail, like, actually, like, moved. Like, it would swim in the water with you.
It was a real mermaid.
It was a real mermaid. And I loved it. It always came in the bathtub with me.
Bath time wasn't complete unless Courtney had her Ariel.
That's right. An Ariel and the plastic cup. Did you have a plastic cup in your bathtub?
Yeah, we did.
I mean, everyone
I was about
does,
to say,
right?
is that how you kept her alive?
No.
She had to be in water. She would die.
It's the tub cup that you always kept in the
we
bathtub.
had a giant tub cup.
Yep. Hey, let us know in the comments below. Did you have a tub cup? And do you remember what kind of cup it was?
Just a big plastic cup.
Ours was a plastic cup, but I think it was from like McDonald's at one point. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Speaking of McDonald's, man, we could go on for eons about Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, that was another one we were reminiscing about.
Yeah. Happy Meal toys were usually like the gateway to get the actual toy because it would usually be like a smaller version of it.
Yeah.
One of the ones I remembered was there was this series called The Dog, where it would just be a dog, but its head would be huge and its nose would be like ginormous. Mm-hmm. And I got one of those from McDonald's, and I do remember that one a lot.
Yeah, Andrew pulled it up. I was like, yeah, I remember those. I remember playing with my cousins.
My favorite ones were usually ones centered around Pokemon or video games. Mm-hmm.
Checks out.
There was like a Mario theme, but that was when I was way older. But they had ones that were like Sonic games for... If you remember what Tiger Electronics were, they were like those calculator games that would just be like black... I don't really even know what it's called because it's not like a digital game, but like the black stuff would move on the screen and you would press the buttons to interact with it. It was very simple, very cheap.
Like the blocks, like it was blocks.
Yeah, mainly blocks, but it would be static images that would just be moving based on the buttons you pushed, and sometimes it would be like jumping over the obstacles or collecting all the stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I remember those. But my number 3, another theme that was very kids of my generation oriented toy were robots. There was robot everything. Oh, yeah. And one of the ones that I remember quite vividly was called the Poochie.
The Poochie!
And it was a robot dog that had digital eyes, and it would flap its ears. And you could give it this bone, and it would be all happy and jump around and, like, jerk and...
Whoa.
It would jerk and twerk and...
I wish you could see the movement Andrew just did.
Because I don't really know how to describe it, but, like, they would, like... Its feet would, like, kick, and it would jump backwards and stuff.
This was another one that when I saw the picture, it brought back memories. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about those. We had one of those.
And so the one I had green ears. Mm-hmm. And then they also made, like, a cat version and a bird version.
Yeah.
And I do remember, I think I got the bird version, too. And I'm pretty sure my mother hated me for that.
Oh, probably.
Because all I did was make noise and jump around and do stupid stuff.
That would annoy me now.
But... yeah, I got quite a few of those robot toys.
Yeah, I think we had a dog that had purple ears.
My sisters had a Furby, but I never got into that. They were creepy.
Oh, yeah. I remember my aunt gave me and Holly a Furby one year. I can't remember if it was for Christmas or something else. But that thing, I swear, those are like, I don't love them. It always went off in the middle of the night. Even when you took its batteries out, it still went off.
Yeah.
Those Furbies were, like, possessed. I do not like them.
They were probably radioactive.
And when they were trying to make a comeback, I was not for it.
No. And so, yeah, robot pets, fake pets. You're going to hear that pets were a big theme of my dumb toys that aren't
you're
around
right.
anymore.
That's funny.
It's because we had cats, but I was never able to have a dog when I was little. So I guess a robot dog filled that spot.
Filled the void.
As our dog currently click-clacks around the floor.
And snores.
And requests butt pats.
She's just staring up at me like, please love me. My number 3 was a doodle bear.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of these?
I have heard of them.
It was basically like a stuffed bear, and some of them were denim. Some of them had like purplish skin. And it came with a little tattoo marker, and you could draw all over the bear. And then once you like filled it up or there was no more room to draw, you could wash it. And then when it came out of the wash and dried, you could draw on it again.
Yep.
And I had a blue one, I believe. I think my cousins might have had one too, and I think they had a denim one. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah,
doesn't really matter.
I remember seeing those on TV, and it'd be like, you can draw on it and then wash it and then do it again.
It was my favorite thing, which I'm surprised my mom let me have that because knowing her, she probably would have been scared it would draw all over everything.
But did you?
I didn't draw, but I learned my lesson real fast. Let me tell you. We had like a antique cabinet that I think my grandpa made. And I took nail polish, and my mom told me to not put the nail polish anywhere but my hands. Well,
and
guess
where did
what?
you put it?
I didn't listen. And I painted all over the armoire with the nail polish. Oh. And she found out, and I locked myself in the room. Because she said she was going to go get the paddle. And let me tell you, my beating was probably worse because I locked myself in the room.
You delayed your punishment, which only elevated the punishment.
I'm pretty sure I locked myself in that room for a very long time. And then it came to the point where she's like, Courtney, you're not, like, you won't be in trouble if you just open the door. Like, because I think I locked myself in there so long. Yeah, I definitely got a spanking still. And then I got yelled at a lot. And she said, don't you ever do that again. And guess what? I did not.
So now Courtney has the fear of her mother instilled in her where she never paints on armoires ever again.
And that's why I don't get my nails done.
Nope.
Trauma.
Hashtag trauma.
Deep-seated trauma.
Hashtag PTSD.
Am I right? How about you guys? What did your paddle look like? Ours was one that my grandpa made, and it had holes drilled in it.
Ooh, you had a grandpa-made paddle?
Yeah, and my mom actually broke it on my sister.
Ooh.
And that was a thick paddle. I feel Holly was a troublemaker, though.
Holly was the one who received it the most.
Holly did. I feel really bad for her. I'm so sorry, Holly.
So, no, in our household, it was usually just a large kitchen utensil, being a spatula or a spoon.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to gift my mother a spatula for Christmas so that she could whack us in the car when we were being bad. But it was a hard plastic spatula.
Ooh.
So I don't know what I was thinking, but I saw a spatula and it made me think of my mother.
This is good.
And it made me think of my mother and the beatings that she would give us. And so I'm like, let me provide my mother with more beatings for us. Oh my mother's a very loving person. She did not do anything to us that was not deserved.
You don't have deep-seated trauma?
No, I have deep-seated trauma, but I was smart enough to navigate the system.
Yeah, and then at my grandma's house, she had a willow tree in front of her house, and every time we got in trouble, she said, go outside and pick a switch. And we had to pick our own switch, was basically like one of these willow branches. And they're bendy. It's like a whip. Those things hurt.
Yeah, I woke up. I grew up with palm fronds. And so if you stripped off the leaves of those, they literally turned into whips.
Yeah.
But my parents didn't whip me with palm fronds.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were about to say that. I was like, that's like worse.
No, but we played with them, so.
Yeah, we had to go pick our switch and bring it to our grandma. And if it wasn't a good enough one, we had to go back out and pick another one.
Hashtag trauma.
I only got it once.
All it takes is one time.
For me, it was one and done kind of thing.
One and done. So we're only on number 3, right?
Yeah.
So, like I was just mentioning, a lot of mine had pet themes because my 4th one that I remember was Neopets.
Oh, yeah.
I had a Neopet phase because I got a Neopet for Christmas one year, and I thought it was cute and cool. It definitely wasn't cool because it was super girly.
Oh, I will say, were these mechanical looking too or no?
They weren't mechanical looking, but they had large ones that moved around.
Okay.
And so I had 2 of those, but like it all started from that Christmas present. And it's like, I like the design, I like the characters, I like the creatures. And so then I learned that Neopets was a website. Mm-hmm. And so you can use your toys to unlock stuff in the website.
Oh, it was like Webkins, but for boys? Or did you say it was for girls?
It was definitely more of a girly thing, but I played it because it's just what I was into.
Why not?
And they had like a trading card game, and they had a whole bunch of stuff.
They were trying to suck you in with the
video
Neopets.
games. There's so much Neopet stuff.
Man.
It didn't have its claws in me for very long because I learned of the website. It was like if you didn't spend money on the stuff, you had to wait, and it had timers upon timers. And it's like, I just want to play the stupid, goofy games.
That's where they get you.
So I had a Kachik and a Scorch, and I had a little monkey, like green little monkey guy, and there was like a monkey volleyball game that was really fun.
Did you name the Scorch after a Pokemon?
No, that's what they were called. The species was called Scorch.
Okay.
And Kachik, I can look them up for you. Scorchio.
Scorchio.
Looked like this guy.
Oh my gosh, he's really cute. He's like a little dragon orange guy who's flying, but he's like a cute cartoon boy.
Yep. So I had something like that, but it wasn't dressed up in fantasy garb.
Okay.
Okay, it was a red one of that.
Okay, cute. I don't think these could be just for girls.
I mean...
Was it more geared towards girls?
Yeah.
But, like, a boy could definitely play with them?
Yeah, they had some more evil-looking ones.
Yeah, that's cute.
Okay, so it's not as girly as I remember it in my brain.
No.
But there was definitely, like, a theme of getting rare Scorchios.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Getting different patterns, and those were super rare to get. Mm-hmm. And then... But my favorite was the Kachiks. The Kachiks are definitely a staple.
Ka-chow! He's cute. Now, did you have that stuffed animal version?
Yes.
Oh, he's cute.
So it talked to you, and you could do stuff, and I thought that was really fun.
I never had a Neopet.
I definitely did. So I had a Neopets phase. Not proud about it, but it is actually still around. There's a very strong Neopets community from that era that still collects and does Neopet stuff. Believe it or not.
Interesting.
I saw a campaign on Kickstarter for a Dungeons and Dragons campaign that was Neopets themed.
Whoa, no way.
With the Neopets, because apparently there's like extensive lore for this thing. And
that's crazy.
And so it was just this whole D&D campaign around Neopets. And making a Neopets character and making it like family friendly so that kids could play it.
Yeah.
So crazy. It is still around, Neopets.
Cool. All right. My number 4 is a Light Bright.
Oh, Light Brights.
Mm-hmm. How many of you guys had those? Raise your hands. We're raising ours. Well, I did. Andrew did it. He's just looking at me.
No. We had an Easy Bake Oven.
We also had an Easy Bake Oven.
But those are still around because we have a real oven now.
True. It's not as easy to...
No. But at least it finishes the food, and the food can be larger than a quarter of a serving.
It doesn't just come in a weird, like, MRE bag that you dump into a pan.
Ugh. They were never good.
And you cook it with a light, literally a light bulb. Yeah, but
genius.
Mine was the Light Bright, and I just remember, like, we had so much fun putting on those, like, little papers and then punching all the holes in and then it lighting up. We played with that everywhere. We had one in our house. Our cousins had one. We went to our cousin's house, like, all the time because they lived right next to my grandma. So when we go see our grandma, we go play with our cousins. And they had one, and then we also had one at our church we went to, too.
Yeah.
So I always played with the Light Bright, no matter where we went.
Yeah, just little pegs. Oh, yeah. There was
Simple but fun.
There was one place that we went to in Indianapolis that had, like, a giant Light Bright wall where you could stick in pegs, and it was just a whole wall that was a Light Bright, and you could...
Oh, yeah, where was that?
It was, I think it was called 8-Bit.
Oh, I didn't go with you.
You were not with me.
I went with you, but I didn't
But it was a giant barcade.
That's super cool.
And yeah, like you could put pegs in the wall and spell stuff. It was a giant Light Bright wall. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Okay, we need to bring those back because I think that would be a perfect no-screen toy for a kid.
Yeah.
Granted, they didn't eat the pegs, which I'm wondering if that's like a toy that's not around anymore because safety hazard.
Yep. Kids these days,
you just gotta know your kid.
They just eat everything.
I was not a like stick stuff in my mouth or ears or nose kind of kid, but apparently Andrew was.
I was definitely a nose kid.
Because he's over here sticking magnets in his nose and trying to twirl them around.
I did like to chew on stuff though.
Oh.
I had to choose phase.
You were one of those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never. I wasn't weird. You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right, that was my number 4.
I was normal. I just got tortured. You're weird.
Hey, not tortured. Thoroughly loved.
That's what we want to call it. So you had Light Bright. And then I think for my 5th one, it was definitely Mighty Beans.
Oh, yeah.
So
I loved those things.
But it was only the Pokemon Mighty Beans.
But surprise, another magnet toy.
It wasn't magnet.
It wasn't a magnet that, like, held it?
No, it was
just a weighted...
It was just a weighted ball that would make it flip down tracks and stuff.
Yes. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Take it back.
So it was just like a momentum-based dumb thing.
Yeah, you could build, like these tracks, not... You know what I mean? Obstacle courses for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a way, it was kind of like dominoes, kind of like little beaties kind of stuff. But I had Pokemon ones because Pokemon collaborated with them, and so it's like, okay, I got to get them now. Mm-hmm. And had a bunch of them. They were dumb, and all they did was just flip. But I had a lot of them.
This was like one of my secret obsessions I really liked. I really liked Mighty Beans, and I remember getting several packs for like Christmas or my birthday. And I'm pretty sure my sister made fun of me for having these. And
apparently, that's another toy that's still around, supposedly.
Really?
Because when I searched it, you could buy some on Amazon, and
that's surprising.
They had Fortnite-themed ones.
Whoa,
so
okay, yeah.
Had to be with at least the last 5 years.
Interesting. Wow.
So, apparently still a thing. But yeah, I had a lot of Mighty Beans, and that was... I mean, whoever came up with them, like, genius the marketing alone was probably the most genius, but it's just a bean.
Yeah, it was so dumb, but so fun at the same time.
Yeah.
It was just like another collecting thing.
Collection, and, like, it was satisfying to just hear them clack and flip around, and, like, flipping them heads or tails to see where they would land kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You sound like you were a very tactile kid. Like, you liked the click-clacks and the sounds and the visuals and...
Yeah, and I still am, because fidget toys are, like, my jam. Mm-hmm. So that's, like, an adult toy now, is just getting a fidget spinner, little fidget cube. Mm-hmm. I know my sisters would always get me, like, fidgety stuff, and I love that. I love things that just... Yeah. It's like a sensory thing.
Keep your hands busy. Yeah, for sure. My number 5 was an as seen on TV. Do you remember those ads for the blow pins?
Yeah.
There was a marker, and you would... right into the marker, and it would like splatter like marker paint, and you could use little stencils, and you could make your little design. I had those.
Teach them while they're young.
Yep. And then I think I also had a sponge one, where like it was like a rainbow, and you like swiped it across your paper or whatever, and it made like different. You could make like different. I wish you could see my hands. I'm doing like
Courtney's doing
swirlies.
The motions to show you what she's doing. Oh man,
if you guys know what that's called, let me know. But it was like a little sponge. And you swiped it across your paper, but you can make little animals and stuff.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can swipe.
I'm pretty sure I had that too. And the spirographs, where you'd put your marker in and spin it around in a circle, and it would make like all the different patterns.
There it is. Yeah. Rainbow art.
Rainbow art. Yep, that's it. It was so dumb. Wow. But I had so much fun with it.
Rainbow art.
It's literally just a sponge. Oh my god.
But it had its special station.
It had its own tray and a long sponge that came with it. I can't believe these are things sold to us in the early 2000s.
It was all marketing.
When was that made? Oh, that was the 90s.
It was 90s.
That was a 90s toy. Yeah, anyways, I have always been a real arts and crafts kind of gal.
And I was very tactile.
Yep.
Mechanical, shove it in your nose kind of kid.
So anyways, those were our fun, nostalgic toys. I have one more, Andrew.
I have runner-ups too.
Okay, this is the last one. And you can still actually find these today. I saw one in Cracker Barrel the last time. But it's those little balls with the little like long ferret attached to it. You know what I'm talking about? And it rolls around. We had one of those. And I loved just looking at that thing like go across the floor. Because it moved and I thought like, oh, this is real. And so I would like make a cage for it and be like, this is my pet ferret. And I just had the time of my life.
Yeah. So my runners up, I definitely had a digital phase because the cool thing back in my day was PDAs. But I couldn't afford one. I didn't have a BlackBerry.
What's a PDA?
Personal digital assistant.
Oh. It's like a pager, basically.
Back in my day, a PDA, which was not a public display of affection, but in fact, a personal digital assistant, was a device of keeping track of all your contacts, your emails, and your phone numbers. Remember phone numbers?
No, I don't, because of technology.
You had to remember them because you didn't have a place to track them all, but PDAs could. So I had my own little like email and contact
And how
storage
old were
device.
you?
Like 10.
He was a very important person at 10.
Yeah.
He had his own email set up.
I mean, I didn't have a phone and wasn't able to really do all that. So I wanted to feel cool, like I had something to keep track of all that. Mm-hmm. And I had a bunch of those. But
You had a bunch of them?
I had like 2.
Where'd you get them from?
Just find them at the store.
Oh. Were they not like expensive like a phone?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they were like LCD.
So it was like an electronic address book, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But there was this one toy that I got from Disney that was like its own little handheld video game. And it was really weird and unique in the way that it played, where it was like a Mario style game, but the levels like kept changing.
Oh.
And I'm not even sure how it worked, and it's really hard to explain, but it was really cool, and I don't know if I can even look it up or what it even would be called, but...
You said you got it at McDonald's?
No, Disney.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Disney World toy.
Interesting.
If I said McDonald's, I meant Disney World, but...
I think you did say Disney, but I think I'm thinking of McDonald's.
But yeah, this one I got from Disney was really cool. Oh, there was another thing I got from Disney, which is still around and is making a comeback. It's that string machine where it rolls out and you like can wave it around and do cool stuff.
Yeah, I remember
That's been around for a really long time. And I had one a long time ago. It was a rainbow string that came out of that wheel. And it was the coolest thing. I love
tricks
that
with
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could like point it at something and it would just spit the string out and it would look really awesome. And it had a black light, so it would like look all cool.
Fancy. Yeah, see?
I loved
Early
that thing.
2000s, black light
Black light, robots, and water
and string.
and string.
Well,
So,
I
yeah.
mean... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that's basically a lot of the not well-known toys that I played with at that time.
Yeah, so let us know, what was your favorite toy from the 90s, the 80s, the 70s? Hey, what was your favorite toy from the 40s?
From your childhood.
How old would they be if they had a toy in the 40s?
It would be, they would be the hula hoop and the stick.
Jacks.
It would be Jack's.
I did collect marbles growing up, too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved
I had
marbles.
marbles. I got them from like Washington, D.C. and stuff, just a bag of marbles. And there was this one really pretty blue marble that I loved. Ooh. And I would shove it up my nose.
Hey, guys. It's Andrew and Courtney here.
Hello.
Did you miss us?
We love that you're listening to us right now.
We are so ecstatic we could scream.
I'm filled with static.
Ah!
We appreciate you listening to us. We would really like if you left a comment or like or subscribe to us on whatever platform you listen to us on.
Yeah, download our podcast in the Apple Store.
Or on Spotify.
Or on YouTube. Pandora.
Or on Pandora.
I said the Apple Store. Is that okay?
Yeah.
iHeartRadio.
Or the RSS feed.
Go to any of those platforms, give us a like, leave us a comment, and let us know how we're doing.
Courtney, you need to apologize to the Pandora users because they are still around, according to our statistics.
Yeah, we did see that someone listened to us on Pandora. So this is me formally apologizing for the last podcast. Pandora, you're around. Thank you for being around.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate everyone.
Back to the podcast.
I'm just kidding. I didn't shove it up my nose.
I don't believe you now.
Well, that's for me and God. It's between me and Jesus.
You've got me and Jesus
By your side through the night, you will never be alone or on your own. You got me and Jesus. So, Courtney, what have you been up to lately?
So, I'm going to keep this one short because, I mean, we don't have a ton going on this week. We had V.B.S. last week, so this week is kind of more chill. We hung out with some friends. This week, we went to the movies.
We saw Superman.
Yeah, we did, which was awesome. And then we hung out with friends yesterday and played some games. Then tonight, we had youth. Friday, we have Bible journaling at the church, and I'm super excited because we're going to continue Hebrews. So I plan out all my lessons for those. And yeah, it's been good. It's been a nice, like, relaxing week so far.
Also, we do have to mention on the last podcast, you said that you were excited to make more sourdough recipes, but what has happened since then, Courtney?
Oh, no. So, okay, Robin, if you're listening to this, I need more sourdough starter.
What happened, Courtney?
So, it was V.B.S, and I was very busy, and there were a lot of things going on. And I took my sourdough starter out of the fridge because I wanted to feed it in order to make a loaf of bread for dinner one night. And I forgot about it and forgot to feed it. And a couple days went by and I was like, oh no, I took it out of the fridge. And I opened it and I closed it right back up and threw it away because
Mold.
it was black and smelly. And I cried a little bit on the inside.
So Courtney has not made any more sourdough things.
No, I haven't. I think I'm actually going to try to make another starter. So I think it'll go better up here.
I think it will too.
I did a lot of research since we were back in Florida, and now I know like I can make just a little bit at a time and not use so much flour and water, so I'm constantly like having to discard flour.
Yeah.
So it'll be easier to do. But anyways, yeah, I dropped the ball and let it die on accident. No.
R.I.P. Courtney's shorts, R.I.P. Courtney sourdough.
Yeah, sad face. So anyways, that's my life. What about you, Andrew?
Amazon had their Prime Days lately, and I also mentioned the Steam Summer Sale, which was over by the time that episode came up, so that was definitely a missed opportunity. But I will say I have two, but the first one is one that we experienced tonight, both you and I.
Uh-huh.
So there's a game that I got through Steam that was on sale for 79 cents called Drink More Glorp.
Yeah, and we just looked, and it's originally $10.
So we fired up this game, and all it is you're a character that's like a ball with two really gangly arms.
Noodle arms.
And the goal is to do a bunch of like Olympic challenges, the best.
Just dumb games. This was the dumbest game, and we laughed so hard.
Courtney obliterated me.
I did. I was an epic gamer.
And so I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And then Courtney's like, I'm not going to be able to do it either. And then she completely...
I did it 20 seconds faster than you did.
And it's like, oh my gosh. But you just basically move your little guy around, and you get sponsored by weird things that goof you up.
There was like no rhyme or reason to the way you moved. Everything, all the controls were backwards. So I think that's what was messing me up. I hate when they're inverted like that.
But there would be ones where like your arms are now wings and you have to flap to move around.
And we couldn't figure out how to flap.
And no, you have crab legs now, so now you have to do like a crab walk.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And oh no, you lose an arm or your arms are noodles.
I'm excited to play that one with the youth group kids.
Yeah, it's up to 20 players.
That's insane.
But you just pass around your controller and you share it with whoever goes next, which is cool.
So everyone's getting hand sanitizer before we play that game.
I won't take that back.
What was your second thing, baby?
So we could briefly talk about Superman. Did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, I did. I liked the humor in it.
Yeah. The Superman I grew up with was Superman Returns, and it was very boring and very, like, adult.
Uh-huh.
And I just didn't really understand it, and it was too serious. Mm-hmm. It wasn't any fun. This one was fun. It's directed by James Gunn and started someone Cornsweet, or Cornsweet. That was his last name. The guy who played Lex Luthor was very good.
Oh, yeah. Nicholas Hoult.
The lady who played Lois Lane was really good.
Oh, yeah, I really liked her as an actress.
And all the characters were really fun and very well cast. Mm-hmm. The CGI was really good.
Yeah.
And there was a dog. And the
Stole
dog,
the show.
The dog was like the best part.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and hate on me all you want. I'm not a big Superman fan. I did enjoy the movie. I did. The humor was good. The visual effects were good. The casting was good. I did like the movie, but to me, like, I've never been invested in it, so I felt like I kind of got dropped into the story of Superman and didn't know any background.
It didn't have any origin. It did basically drop you at Superman's low point.
Yeah.
It was his first defeat.
Yeah, and so I felt like I was kind of like I was coming into like a new story and didn't know like any background info. So it took me a second to get like into the movie because I was like, I don't know anything about anyone. I'm kind of annoyed.
It had a lot of nostalgia for those that did know the material and were familiar with the world and the characters. But yeah, for someone being thrown into it, it's like, oh, okay. And now he's got to stop this thing.
But as a regular movie, it was good. And for sure, I know if I was a Superman fan, I would have loved it. So.
Mr. Terrific and his computer genius.
Yep.
And yeah, so good Superman story. Fun film. Go and see it if you want to.
Good friends, good film, good food.
Maybe not for the kids. There was a bit of language.
Yeah, there was.
Not my Superman.
Hashtag.
So that basically wraps it up for what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Digimon pre-release party to go to this weekend. Looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it.
Yep, and I plan on reading, and that's it the whole weekend.
And we have our time capsule photos coming up. Super excited for that, too.
So we got to find fun outfits.
And then in a couple weeks, we're going to be going back to Florida.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
So we'll have some stories for you.
Oh, yes. Yes, we will.
Oh, yes.
So there might be a gap in podcasts, but it's only because we're on vacay.
We'll try our best.
All right, Courtney. Leave us off with something meaningful.
Your age is only a number.
Nailed it.
I was going to say, you're only as old as you act, but I'm like, that's not the saying. I couldn't remember the saying, so I just said that.
Yeah, well, it worked.
Thanks, baby.
Again with the yawn.
Sorry.
Always got a yawn.
I'm not supposed to yawn?
Not when we just start the podcast.
Oh, you started it?
No, but I started recording just in case you did something funny.
Start the timer on how long it takes Marley to fall asleep.
All right, I think the counter is going to be 2 seconds because she's already in the sleep position.
She's like real comfy on that blanket.
Perfect. So we went to the fair, and there was a lot of people at the fair. I thought you were going to respond to that.
No, we went to the fair.
The parade.
That's why I was confused.
But it was fair. There is a fair going on right now, to be fair.
There's a fair going on. We did. You want to say that again?
I do. So,
Wait.
so we went to the Marley, stop. You're too loud.
Baby, you can't be snoring. You can't. I'm sorry. Look at that sad face.
So really simple water game. Oh, we have a guest.
Stelly, what are you doing?
She's tapping me on the elbow.
She wants Andrew to love her.
Hey.
The cat is meowing. The dog is snoring.
I don't even know where I left off, Cat. Thank you.
Meow. All right, now she's gone.
All right. Oh, look at his cute little stretch. That was so adorable.
Oh, I missed it.
Sorry, I got distracted. So, are you on to your number 2 toy?
Yeah, so your number 2 is Neopets, right?
No, that was my third.
What was your second one?
Aquapets. Oh. And bath time, what? Wow.
Yeah.
Bath time.
Sorry.
You keep interrupting me.
I wasn't trying.
And another one was, there's one toy that, Marley, you're too loud.
She looks so startled every time you do that. Baby, you cannot snore that loud. You can't snore that loud.
And the RSS feed.
She needs booty pets.
I know there definitely was a second thing. What was it?
Needs booty pets. Was it about Superman? Was it about youth? Was it about church? Was it about Evan?
Shoot, what was it?
Booty, booty girl. Booty, booty girl. Booty, booty girl. In a booty, booty world.
But yeah, the characters were cool. Mister Fantastic was awesome.
Yeah, he was.
And then, yeah, there was like
Mr. Fantastic?
a pocket
Wasn't
universe.
it Mr. Terrific?
He was Mr. Terrific. Mr. Fantastic, someone completely different.
That's the Fantastic Four, right?
Yes. Not gonna try our best.
Sorry.
Rude. All right, Marley, you can go back to snoring now. Look at Pickles. He's like, I want out.
Oh, the pickle boys, the pickle boys.
Oh, Pickle boys.
Marley, it's not about you all the time. Booty pats. Booty pats. Yeah. She's a stinky dog. She's a stinky girl. Stinky girl. Look at her little nub wagon.